Hey, what's up everybody? It's KyFy. I'm glad you could be here. I'm glad you could be back. If you are a new subscriber, what's good? And if you are returning, you know how we do. Just before I started this reading, I saw a ladybug and I was about to daydream again because I suffer with daydreaming. But I saw a ladybug and basically it took me out my whole mind. And then I said, okay, this is perfect timing to start this. It was just right there. I knew it. So, welcome to another Zin-Finity reading. And this is the Zin-Finity Board. And I'm your host, KyFy. And we're going to get this reading started. If you are interested in this, in the description, I can't even talk. Devil don't want me to get this message out. I learned a lot over these last 2 weeks. And if you are interested in a reading, send me an email and we can get that started. I have a very specific reading. Basically, you're gonna give me a question: who, what, when, where, and why, and I'll give you an answer throughout the reading. So any who question, any what question, when question, where question, why question, and then I'm gonna put this on the board and we go down the reading. It's gonna be approximately, I would say, 25 minutes, and you'll know the price on the email because I'm not sure. I've been asking God. And a little bit of why I'm doing this. Basically, I'm creating an app for the spiritual community, and it's going to be the home for the spirit and everything that we go through, all the spiritual attacks, the things that we can't see, the principalities, all that other stuff. Imagine being able to see it and being able to combat it within your own life. So that's what I'm working for. That's why I built this channel. And if you like it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your favorite reader, because this is going to be for them. Imagine what happens here right now happening to your favorite reader. And it's crazy because my phone has been bugging out. My phone has been bugging out, and I'm gonna just let it bug out. The whole flashlight just turned on and said, no, I want everybody to see what's about to happen. That's what's about to happen. So God wants you to completely see what's about to happen. I'm gonna leave it flashing in my eye. I'm not even gonna move it because it's bugging. But yeah, as soon as I said I'm gonna leave it, it turned off. Can't make that up. So don't leave God's decision. God made his decision, and you know it's final. You know you've been waiting for it. Don't back out. And then when you do that, when you make that decision, the light comes back on. I can't even make this up. I didn't even get the reading started. I really hope you can see the light change because I'm not bugging. My hands are right here. I'm geeked out. Let's get this started. What is the Zin-Finity Board? The Zin-Finity Board is an elementally energetic grid that flows in a 21-part circuit, housing all aspects of the mind in a still life version. So basically, you know what a still life painting is. Imagine your life on pause, right? You press the pause button, and now you're looking at this board, and I'm gonna go down the mind with you, the all mind, and you know, with the tree of life and all the other aspects of the spirituality, and then we get down to basically what the reading is about. I'm not gonna spoil it. So as for messages, I had a few. I had a little bit, and then right before I started this, so many things that I don't know why God does this. Right when you are about to do something, all the answers come. So just start the thing. If you're scared, just start it. Because in my daydream, in the back of my mind, things was coming. I'm just like, okay, let me just write this down. And I decided to write things down because I would forget, and then I couldn't give you the message. I would forget a good message. I'd be on the MTA talking to myself, oh, watch when they hear this. And then I get home and be like, dang. But I wrote it down. The name of this reading is basically Spirit Asks, specifically Spirit want me to say this way. Spirit asks, what if you are believing a lie? So, what is a lie? I looked up all through the dictionary, the thesaurus, looking for an answer of what the lie is. And when it got to etymology, you can look it up for yourself. Etymologyonline.com dictionary, I don't know. But when you look up lie, somehow it gets to how there's a transverse lie in the womb when the baby is lying to the side. It's almost like when it's lying horizontal. So I thought, this is how God talks to me. So I thought Horus, I thought, how that went left. Well, actually, it went right. Right into the point where transverse lie means a gift. A lie is a gift. So the crazy thing is one of my theories about like life and everything. If you are everything, which is God, how can you believe life is real without a lie so powerful that even a God could believe it? But God is God and said, no, this is good, and decided to make this world where we can have everlasting life as sleeping gods, not knowing who we are, and then waking up to who we are, with our enlightenment journey. So that's another reason why I want to make the app. But yeah, the next message is confusion powers ego. Now imagine, how you have mad tabs on your phone, on your computer, on your phone, and it's so much that you can't concentrate on what you was looking for. Like if you're researching something, you got 30 tabs open, and like, oh man, where did I find that piece of information? I can't find it. Now imagine that's happening in your mind every time that you do not have an answer to something. Every time that you do not have a legit answer to something, which is basically a lack of the definite truth, right? Every time you don't have an answer to that, there's a piece of your power that goes to your mind, and it constantly circles. It constantly circles and looks for an answer, looking for an answer. It brings you into a state of chaos, but your mind is essentially without chaos. The chaos comes from the spirit. So basically, something was triggered, and you look for the truth of the situation. The truth of the situation will lock that energy and pass it to the next point. But when you don't have the truth, it just circles in your mind. And when you find a false truth, it lowers, it lessens. But when that lie comes out, because I believe these entities are harvesting us, harvesting our energy. Not even I believe. It's been told so many times, and I believe it now 100%. They're harvesting when you feel hurt, pain, sitting by yourself in the house, crying. All of that is energy coming out of you. Out of release, good for you, but they did siphon it and actually ate it. So I don't even know what that looks like. Just imagine like a rainbow coming out of you and somebody on the other side with a bucket. Like, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Just harvesting your stuff, just sitting there. Like, I really think about stuff like that and watch when I see them. It's on site. It's on site, and that's why I'm trying to make the app. It's on site for them. It's not just the people in front of you. It's the people that you can't see, the entities that's right there saying they'll never know it's us. I know, and so many people who are enlightened, we know. So to get rid of the confusion, you need to look for truth. Truth makes all of that stop and pass. And when you pass it with a lesson. And that same thing can never happen to you again. You're completely fortified from it. The next message was, you have to become it to defeat it. Alright, so whatever you are facing, if you had the ability to define what it is, you probably, in your weakest points, have figured out how to become it, at least to defend yourself from it, right? So when you, not like it's oxytocin, not like you get a hit off of finally defending yourself. But remember what I said before. The Spirit asks, are you believing a lie? There's a pureness in your belief. I truly, honestly believe something, whatever it is. What if the devil said, perfect, she'll never know, he'll never know that it's a lie, and she'll go this way and never get their blessing, and I don't have to say nothing but poke, and make sure she or he is attracted to every person that gives them their biggest fears. They'll never know. Like I said, when I get this app, is on site, because this shit is painful. You really? You mean to tell me it's not just us? We over here protecting our pureness and fighting the spirits that come in and out of us because we don't know how to protect ourselves yet. And we just over here just trying to survive. Just to survive. And it's pure. And that's the saddest part. We are purely fighting with one another. Most of us. The people who have access to their soul. I would just say that because that's the difference. But pure, honest war. Huh? Honest war. I'm going to live. So therefore, I would do what's necessary. Or on the other side, I would do anything I can. There's a thing, the next message is, there's a thing you can do before you're triggered. And it's identification of what it is that is actually triggering you. So, study your triggers. I heard a person that you put your hand where it hurts. So, for me, it was hurting right at my heart chakra, right? So I said, okay, put my hand there, recognized it, accepted it, and not even playing, combined with the fact that I heard this video, this lady said, if you want to control your mind, if you want to get rid of the thoughts immediately, see, I can't talk now because I'm spreading, watch. She said, focus on the back of your head. You know that knot on the back of your head? Focus on that, and immediately, it literally feels like something drains out of your mind. It's crazy, and it happens immediately, and anybody can do it. Just use your whole focus, and it's like you kind of go cross-eyed. It's weird, but it don't hurt. It's like you focus right on that point, and you really can't think. I'm not gonna do it right now because I don't want to leave. It's crazy. Identifying what could be the trigger also defends you, because you'll be able to see that's a fireball heading towards me. Now that's a thunder shock that's heading towards me. No, that's a hurricane. I'm gonna go over here. Oh, that's this. I need to go on the ground right now. You see, you'll automatically know how to perfectly respond to what happened with identification. And the crazy thing about identification, that's where your spirit is. See, I didn't even get to the cards yet because the message is so strong. But your spirit has the power of the zodiac, right? What lies have you believed that caused you to train in an area, purely trained in the area, right? You had a certain gift that you came to this world with, right? And then that gift was tailored and maintained and heightened and basically boosted up in an area where you were being attacked. You had that and that gift alone. Well, not that gift alone, but that was the main thing that you had to defend yourself. What was it? And this is how you identify your gifts. When you identify things make sense. It removes the masks from everything. If you don't know, say I'm curious to know. Anytime that you're about to say I don't know, say I'm curious to know. And it really hurts to say that, because the devil's, okay, listen, heaven and hell is in the mind, so that means the devils and the angels are in the mind, right? They occupy there. So when I say the devils, they're in us. They occupy around us, and they have doors, which is our chakras, and they come in and inhabit, put furniture, lay, oh man, right? Just imagine it. They there, and we've allowed them in. Nobody's perfect. So if somebody says to you, that never happened to me, or something like that, they probably don't have access to their soul, or are definitely lying to you and are scared to face themselves, right? I would never say that I'm perfect. Alright, with all that said, let's get this started. We're going to start off with the beginning, but I'm going to give a rundown of what the actual nodes here mean, right? So this is the tree of life. I'm going to put the cards over here. So this is the tree of life, and I'm going to show you how, but also the philosopher's stone, and when you combine them, it creates something special, and that's going to be in the app. I'm not going to expose it, right? It goes from 0 to 10 back to 0, right? And the reason for that is you start from the crown, or not necessarily the crown. You start from 0, which is da'at. Then the crown, see, the light came on again. Then the crown down to the root, and then back up to the crown. Well, technically it's back up to da'at, back up to 0. So from 0 all the way around to 0. From 0 all the way around to 0. So that's what we're doing. Starting off with I know, I be or I become, I want, I need, I will, I desire, I love, I do or I act, I feel, and I am, right? Followed by that, you have the domains of the mind, right? Basically, the houses of the mind, right? Well, not the houses, the domains, because there are houses in the zodiac. Let's say domains. First one up is the world of emanation, which is represented by this triangle right here. The world of creation, the world of formation, and then the world of manifestation. So that's the world of emanation, which is fire, the world of creation, which is water, the world of formation, which is air, then the world of manifestation, which is earth, right? So without further ado, give me a moment to get these cards down right about now. Alright, so basically what I try to do while I draw the cards is draw them face down, or when they pop out or when they call to me, I put them face down as much as I can. But the devil popped out and the 4 of cups reverse popped out. The 4 of cups reverse popped out on suit, and the devil popped out off suit. So I'm gonna explain what that means. Basically, when something is on suit, the energy is able to flow, right? So that means that in the area where your desire is, the energy flows, even though it's reverse. It's gonna say what it says, but you're doing the right things when it comes up to your desires. So you see? But when it comes up to what you know, which is what I start off with, this has the devil. Naturally, when you see the devil, it's off. But this is an area where the devil shouldn't be. So it doesn't matter that it's a card that's kind of off or scary or whatever. This is a place that it shouldn't be. So you are making decisions with your knowledge. Let's get it. The devil card. Materialism, addiction, and playfulness. So you're making decisions according to your addictions. Now, addictions run heavy because, as I said before with the message, you have all of these things spinning in your mind, all of these tabs open in your mind looking for answers. And the only things that help that flow go back to the side so you can actually use it or maintain it for a certain amount of time, because this is your consciousness. Your consciousness is kind of manipulated at the time you know, get high or whatever. So at this time, see, the light confirms. At this time, your mind can manage the energy. So it's like fake form, but the form does work. And this is why we go back to it, because the spiritual energy that's been unlocked in your mind because of it's searching for answers. There's so many answers, and what can pacify it is the addiction, is the vice. Whatever you run to is the thing that you go to pacify it. But the strength of the matter is looking for the truth or being willing to accept the truth, because God brings it towards you when you're ready. Like when a student is ready to master shows, that comes with answers too, right? So let's go from I know, we talked about I know, this is offsuit, to I be. Now this can't be offsuit because it's in the middle of all 4 elements and also what crowns the reading. So what crowns the reading is a sense of heartbreak. But basically, let's see, 3 of Swords, heartbreak, suffering, and grief. Now, that either means you're going through it, it's over, or it needs to happen. And I just mentioned vices. There is a heartbreak. Everything is conscious. So when you stop something, the relationship is gone. So all the withdrawals of a relationship, that is happening with little things in your life that you think that you can just give away. You can just give up easy. You have a whole relationship with it. It is a conscious thing. It's conscious in your mind. I need it. This is in my schedule. No, this is you activate it because you have a mind. You are a piece of God. I hope you can understand this. You are more powerful than you think. So whatever your mind says goes. You don't even have to believe it. You know it. Your mind is powerful. Next up, we have what you want. This is what you're going to become. Let's go into this real quick. What you're going to become is important, because you're going to become a person who maintains through this sense of heartbreak. And the crazy thing is, this is double elemented, right? So naturally you have the heart here, which is air, but you have also water. So this whole side of passion is going to be there. Because your being, your essential being, at the end of the day is going to have temperance, the passion to set up some kind of stability for yourself. So it's on for everything for you at the end of every day. Next up is what you want. Now this is the 6 of Cups, and this is offsuit, because on this side it should be fire or earth, right? So it's not. So basically your crosshairs are off, your direction is off, where you're going is off. Why? Because there's some kind of emotional tie to it. Let's get to 6 of Cups. Familiarity, I don't even need to say no more. Happy memories and healing, right? Familiarity. If you keep going to the same places thinking that they're gonna do different results, if you keep going to the same people thinking it's gonna have the same results, if you keep doing the same things, because it doesn't matter about anybody else but you at the end of the day. What you do affects you. It doesn't matter the person. The person cannot affect you unless you allow it. And you allow it in your spirit and you don't even know it. So whatever you allow happens to you. And so the familiar road is not the way to go. That's the message. So what do you need? I need the Ace of Swords, and this is air and it's on suit. You have what you need and you are ready to use it. What's the problem? Let's get the Ace of Swords. So breakthrough, clarity, and sharp mind. You are waiting for that opportunity, and waiting takes patience. And it's very hard to have patience when you need to deal with the things that require so much nurturing, right? But you are ready for this because your spirit has been waiting for you to open the door for it. So now that the door is open because of the heartbreak or you knowing that you need to go through it in the first place, the door is open already. Once you know, the master shows, right? Now that's the energy that's behind you during this decision. So whatever decision you make, it's a strong one and it's concentrated and it's about a new beginning. So you are waiting for that opportunity. It's going to be presented to you. When we're going to see the 4 of Cups later. Next up is I will. What you do after you decide, right? That's after you decide. This is what we're talking about. And this is the Page of Swords, meaning you haven't decided. So therefore you will not do anything. There's a decision that needs to be made. So the Page of Swords. Curiosity, restlessness, and mental energy. Remember I just talked about the processing in the mind is constantly happening. It's almost like a computer With the RAM processing, you need more RAM. And how do you do that? You have to learn your lessons. The baggage that you carry, the baggage that they torment you about, they pick on you about, can be reclaimed. That power can be reclaimed. It's literally a bag of unlearned lessons that you can just pick out and say, okay, this handles that, and I don't need so much of the vice no more. And keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. You don't even have to really try to get rid of the vice. You can just go learn the lesson, and the vice will leave, because you'll be free to do what you want with your soul's purpose. Your mind is not in the way. The mind is the enemy of love in the first place. And I'm not going to say the enemy, because all is mind, right? So I'll say formation and consciousness is the opposite of love. In order to achieve love or beauty, right, you need to connect to spirit. And that's on this side. In order for spirit to achieve anything, you have to do something. That's the balance between the two. And to communicate like that, or you can understand it from there. Don't really need to go into it. I learned that when you're hungry, which is in the world of manifestation, right? You have to process that here, right? Your energy is here. So what's happening in your spirit and your mind has to take kind of a back seat. This is why fasting is so important, because when the energy is in your soul, you at least have time to deal with both sides, the balance of all things, right? Curiosity killed the cat. Next up is I desire. It's the Four of Swords, and this is on suit. So far, everything in your consciousness is off. It might not end that way, but so far it is. That means that you're heavily either dealing with your fantasies instead of your dreams. I'm gonna say this all the time until we get it. Dreams are 9-part fantasies, right? And when you achieve these fantasies, when you lock in, and what does that mean? When you lock in on your root chakra, when you lock in on your sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, right? Third eye, crown chakra. When you finally lock in on these things, it's almost like tying your manifestational power to the crown. And when you do that, what's breaking that? It only leans a little bit. It can get tested, but you will always remember. I don't know why that's important. But the Four of Cups, reversed. Sudden awareness, choosing happiness, and acceptance. Naturally, acceptance is allowing spirit to do their job. As I said before, I'm going to keep saying these lessons. You get little pieces. Faith is the belief of nothing, nowhere, and nobody. And spirit inhabits all of those places, because we cannot see spirit. Spirit looks like nothing. What we register from spirit are from our senses. And our senses are on our person. And the spirit is interacting with those things on our person. It's not really connected to us. It's like we connect at these dots. At these dots we connect. And we find balance. But sudden awareness is almost like the moment where you can just sit back and you realize God's plan the whole time. That moment. You sit back and say, oh, that's what I went through? That's what it was for? Because I had an epiphany recently that said, okay, what if I believed a lie well crafted by the devil himself, and I held that so purely, defended it with all of my actual spiritual and soul honor, because I believed it so much, pushing people away, bringing people towards me, all of it. And it's until you actually know that you could be the problem, you will never grow. you would be in the same position forever. So the mirror is basically the hardest thing to look at, and you look at it when you close your eyes. This is why people can't sleep. I don't want to close my eyes and look at everything that's been happening. But the thing is, we don't know how spirit communicates with us. We got so much happening in our mind that every time we close our eyes, spirit is trying to talk to us about everything at the same time, because it's energy. It's not like it's going in a straight line. It's chaos. It's bred from chaos. So spirit has no choice but to give you this chaos language just to try to make sense of it, just to hold the fort, just to hold the line. So what if that has to happen in order to hold the line? But you can meditate, which is absent of the mind, where spirit can release. Like, imagine that. Imagine you can let the wall go for a second to go use the bathroom. Right? Just like, imagine you've been waiting for a break. Imagine that. If you're going through your job right now and you can't get time to yourself, it's a clear indication that's not the place you need to be. Because time for yourself is important, and anything that's stealing time from yourself is on the watch list from spirit already. What is this? Figure it out. I don't like this here. Is this for you? Because spirit is not God. Spirit does not know everything. I said what I said. Next up is I Love, right? And this is by the Queen of Swords, and this is air, so we're good with this. Let's get the Queen of Swords. But let's explain it real quick. This has to do with beauty and space. The space too. You can finish all sentences with that. Do I have the space too? And you can enter your fantasies or dreams, and if you don't, that's not the place to be, or that's not the contract to have, or that's not the situation you need to be in, because your space is important. Time and money is important when it involves your space, because if you have the money, you don't have to have a job, right? And that means you have the time to do whatever you need with the funds. But since you have a job, your time is limited, and that's how the devil wanted it. But you wanted this anyway because you're a piece of God. You can take a challenge. And on top of that, what is there to do in heaven besides be in peace for eternity? That gets boring. That's how I think. That's how God talked, or that's how I've talked to God, and God laughs with me all the time, because imagine the pain of eternal boredom. I would go crazy, and I would split myself in two. Put the crazy over there, and let's see what we could do with it. If you got it, you got it. What's created after that? That was the first division. I ain't gonna go into it no more. Next, I even do the Queen of Swords, but next up is the Ten of Cups, and this is offsuit. So, Queen of Swords, complexity, perspective, and clear-mindedness. Now, the Four of Cups was that instant, like, epiphany type energy. So, of course, you're good. Okay, let me explain exactly what I defined as epiphany mechanically happening in your mind. So this is transmutation, this is alchemy, this is what's happening during an epiphany. All of those cranks, all of those cycles, all of those unanswered questions are grouped up into sections, right? Big sections in your mind. And it takes one slick piece of truth that comes out of nowhere to relieve that whole section, and all of that energy comes rushing back to the spirit, rushing back to your soul energy, and it feels like you're free. If there's any oxytocin, that's the best one, and the light confirms it. So next up is the Ten of Cups, like I said, and it was offsuit. Ten of Cups is everything, right? Emotional fulfillment. Now, why is that wrong? Because We're gonna see the emotions on the side of the ego, right? And this is in a place of fire. You can't get anything going if you got no flame, no spark. The spark that has been given to you that you believe is emotional, and that can only drown you. So what you're doing is literally designed to drown you. You have to figure out why, define it, identify it, and defend yourself passively from it, because your spirit will handle it, because your spirit is holding the wall, right? As I said before, your spirit is holding the wall. Give your spirit more bricks for that tower that the spirit needs to build within inside of you to see the dangers that are coming. The tower falls down, but you build it back up better every time. So that's okay. A tower moment means that spirit decided it was necessary to let everything go to build it back. This is no longer a thing that can be maintained by me. I'm going to either break, which I won't let you, right? So it reached that point that I will burn the whole house down and rebuild it from scratch. Spirit says, I know what to do with the rubble. The rubble can be formed by me. I'm gonna remold everything, but I need your help as the conscious you, right? Spirit needs your help. So we're gonna find out what spirit needs your help with, but that's the story that's out right now. So 10 of Cups, inner happiness, fulfillment, and dreams coming true. I kind of already talked about it. I knew what it meant. Dreams coming true. Oh, the emotional. I feel good, but it's not true. It's a falseness. It's a falsehood. It's a false truth. It's not true love. It's love. Right. So next up was the 7 of Swords, and this is offsuit. Because you are going for what you feel is right. No, I'm saying that right. I'm saying that wrong. Your feelings are guiding what you do. And because that's happening, you have no emotions here. So the mind was taking over with your emotions. That's literally emotionless to a certain extent. 7 levels of extent. Now what happened? 7 of Swords. Deception, trickery, tactics, and strategy. Now, there is someone around you. Like I said, the devil works through everybody and everything around you. Everything that you find beautiful. But you have power now. So what is it? We're about to find it. There are things that are around you that are basically deceiving you. This is what you like. This is what you like. No. This is what the devil wants you to do, so you can never make a change in a domain that was created because of the separation. Chaos can be formed, not nothingness, which I told you. Faith is the belief of nothingness. We believe in God. God is nothing, no one, nobody, nowhere, no one, number one. How many more connections do you need? Number one started everything. The one split is divided into the many. It's like God was talking, and this message is for y'all. I wanted to hide this message because I felt so grateful that, oh, you would tell me this, God? Who you see saying this? Number one, and I gave my message before. If you believe that God is number one in your life, that's the video for you. You should watch that video. It's one of the recent ones, right? Do you believe God is number one? It's a whole thing. Right, so the next up is the Death card. And the Death card is a water card. And this is offsuit. So literally everything on this side is offsuit so far. And one thing when it comes to your emotions is offsuit. Or on the spiritual side. So that's powerful. Why? Because you've gained spiritual control. Regardless of what you think, you might have thought that was bad. But nothing is bad. What we are doing here, I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm actually not even bringing the emotions out. What I'm doing is moving it down from the crown where it was blocked. I'm using your crown energy to push, 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 push. And right when it gets down to the root, you have a clear channel from your crown to your root. And then my job is done. But then I violated and said, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Because I'm going to give you all the ammo and all the power to, right? All the pain that you've been through, imagine you actually got a sword and armor. The whole, I'm not even going to say it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, so the death card. And before I even get it, there are no major arcanas but the devil and the death card. So that's crazy. And before, no, death card. End of cycle, change, and metamorphosis, right? I like to call this the skeleton warrior. And the reason why, oh no, let me not do that. Last time my video whole messed up because I put a card there. Yeah, I need a new phone, guys, because I would like to continue these messages, but sometimes I can't even start it because the phone won't turn on. So I have another phone. I have to get the screen fixed. So if you are willing to hear more of these messages, better, because I got some things I need to do, right? Help me out. My Cash App is there in the description. I appreciate you heavy. And watch the message that comes, because I am a person of gratitude. Watch what I do with it. Thank you. So that metamorphosis word, the skeleton warrior, basically this guy has no mass, no muscle, only bone. So that means that you can't necessarily cut bone and it hurt. It's not gonna hurt. That's my foundation. I'm going with my foundation on the outside, and I'm going within my foundation, and that's it. The bone is where you start. It's like that's the root. That's where it starts, and you're choosing to use that. And eventually these people will have to submit to what your energy is actually doing. And what I mean by submit is either go or stay. And when they stay, they're submitting to your right path. Hopefully it's divine, right? Oh. And if it's deception and you stay, guess what's happening? God is saying, okay, let it happen. Do your right part. Because the matrix works funny. You are doing something that you could knowingly know that is deception, but you have no proof, right? So what do you do with it? You give it to God. Give it to God. Work on yourself. There's nothing you can do, because the devil works it, right? The devil got tricks. Sometimes there's nothing to do, and there's only something to wait. And this is why you're waiting for that time. You're waiting for that thing to show its face. I dare you, show your face. And what I mean by that, every one of these black cards are faces. The face of what? There are perspectives in your mind, and each one of them works with each other, fight each other. So when you talk about people who have multiple personalities, I'm gonna figure out what that really means, right? So next up in this reading is Soph. First part was Ayin, right? And in the world of emanation, which is your fire area, we have Talisman, which is the keys. I love keys, and I keep getting this card. I don't know why, but I love keys. Right. So what do keys represent? In my opinion, the Ten of Swords represent all of the keys. These are mental keys. Even though you're going through the pain, you know what you went through, and that's keys, right? So Talisman is basically, when you hear Talisman, let's get it. The Talisman represents new doors opening for you now. New pathways are present at this time. It also invites you to find and create and charge an appropriate symbol, amulet, or mantra to help support your current endeavors or healing. Empower this talisman with your intention to invoke its magic in your everyday life. Now, I don't need to say anything else. Remember I said everything is conscious? Some things that you hold on you, you believe. Some people baseball players, they have oh man, I forgot what it's even called, but let's just say that before they go to bat, they need to scratch their ankle, and they have to do that. I forgot what it's called. Intuition, I forgot. Superstition, right? They have a superstition that they believe in. What if you are superstitious about something that God told you that works, and you believe in that? Whatever that thing is, it could be in the mind, it could be physical, right? Whatever that thing is, work with it. Believe it. Put your trust in it. Next up, in the spirit, which is the word of creation, is trust. Trust your spirit. Your spirit has the plan. I just said it. Give it all to your spirit. Well, I said give it all to God. And spirit works with God. We work with our body, which can be infested with parasites. And understand these parasites, as above so below, when they get in you, they literally trigger you. And listen to this. These parasites, what they do is they poop. Their excrement is like drugs. And they need to survive. And how they got there was because of the open door that you let in. However it got there. It could have been the food, the person, the thing, the other thing, right? Whichever way, you know where that parasite could have got in. If it's in the mind, it could be through the music, it can be through what you've been told, everywhere. But these parasites know what's in your mind. There's a show called Stargate Everything, right? Just Stargate, right? There's something called Goa'uld, and they have parasite-minded people. And when that happens, they're in full control from some being that can just manipulate them and make them do whatever you want. That was a big parasite. Now, the way the devil works is these are tiny parasites that you can't see, and they hide in places, and that's why you need to flush them out, because they need to survive. Now, what happens if the negative entities in the world saying, okay, I see you have parasites and I'm connected to the body, the negative, I'm connected to the body, I'm going to mess with you. I'm going to say parasites over here, poop over here. Like, listen to how this works. I don't know the physics of it, truthfully, but I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying. The parasites follow or do what they do and force you to do messed up stuff, force you to go off your path, force you to listen to the emotions. Drugs inhibit emotions too, or keep emotions out. Get rid of these parasites in your life or in your body. It's important. Put your trust in spirit. Step into the unknown. All may not be revealed at this time. Trust in unseen forces. Meditate on this to let go of all attachments or possibilities. Free yourself from your dharma and increase your trust in your guides in the universe. So, I went on a whole thing, and I don't think I need to say anything about trust, because trust is kind of self-explanatory. Trust your spirit. Next up is your mind and its focus, which is perfect, because if you can focus all of this negative energy that's off, it'll allow spirit to do its job. It'll allow that army that you have to go through the door. They can't get here if you don't allow them through the door. It's dimensional. They can't get here without us. We allow them in. We allow the devils in, allow the angels in. And the angels gonna get rid of the devils, or at least balance the situation at the very least, right? Because they're not playing. They're waiting for their time. Give them the time. Trust them. That energy that you're feeling right now, that I think I'm gonna do it. Do it. Do it. There's no such thing as wrong with the spirit. If you are telling yourself that I'm trusting in spirit, and this is the decision that I made, spirit will move. You open the door for spirit, and whatever faculty that came through, the shit is gonna go down. Whatever happened, that lie, deception will be the first thing that goes. That'll be the first thing that goes. So focus. If you have been feeling scattered, now is the time to hone in on your desires. Time to be direct and very clear with your intentions. Watch your thoughts, because you are drawing into your life what you are focusing on. I just mentioned that. Meditate on this card when you want clarity and directness in thought and speech. Maybe I didn't mention it. Maybe I was talking to myself. But basically, what you focus on is a power outlet. So imagine wherever you're focusing on is a nuclear power plant at that point, and you focus on these points, right? And when you do that, whatever is infested in that point grows. It just does, because it's getting power, and it's getting focused power. That means that nothing else is being focused on, so it's having domination. So hopefully it's a good thing, because if it's a positive thing, it's shared with the rest of your mind, the rest of the body. If it's not, it has all the power. So fix it. Well, not fix it, that's wrong. See what you can do about it. Close the door. Lock the door. At the very least, you can allow it or not allow it. Next up is the growth. So talisman, I didn't even say it. Talisman was who, right? The who of the situation. Growth is what of the situation. Focus is when of the situation. Where is trust is where of the situation. And in past life is why of the situation. Alright, so let's do growth really quickly. A time of evolution and growth is here. If you may be leaving behind outdated and antiquated relationships, mentors, belief systems, and situations or environments. If you are inquiring about the situation or relationship, this card calls for a deeper commitment or a decision, right? Your will, make a decision to let go in order to honor your journey. Draw another card for clarity about which direction to take regarding your situation. This card represents knowing that all will be well and for the highest good. It's cool because growth is infinity. Well, growth is controlled infinity. Controlled chaos is growth. Because this is control, this is chaos. Not to say that the feminine is chaos, no. That's the natural energy that emanates. And on the side of formation, that's control. That's the natural energy that emanates. And we have to learn how to work with those powers. So if that blew your mind, that's why it's so wrong. That's why everything is up. That's what we're fighting for. The pureness of doing those two things. But what do you believe? Is it a lie well crafted from the devil? Or is it the truth? Patience is the only thing that will give the opportunity to give you that answer. Because as they say, with time all will be revealed. So why? Why is the most important question that you can ever have. Why did this happen? Why did I come here? Why was I born? Why did that most painful thing happen to me? I thought I was protected. Why did that happen to me? Don't I believe in God? Haven't I been on this journey? Isn't like where's the payment in a sense? Like, where's my abundance? My abundance didn't protect me. This is why I want to make my app, because we can't protect it. Not we can't. We do it by ourselves and with no guidance. What happens if you can see it? Yeah. I hope you can see this light flickering. So, past life. Naturally, you get what it means. But you are being drawn into sacred spaces, ancient knowledge, past lives, ancient wisdom, and holy gifts. The connection to your current relationship or situation has deep roots, and is perhaps much more than you may have anticipated. Dive into ancient wisdom for your answers at this time. Drawing this card can indicate past life connection, karmic contracts, vows, commitments, or even feelings of atonement. Okay, so this is not talking about having another life before this one. This is talking about things you've been through, which was your old life, and which you have grew from, that's coming up right now. Why? It has to do with what you've been through. There's a median. You know how you add all the numbers up and you get a median? There's a median reason matched with your gift. That's the reason. You have lessons in a place that nobody else has lessons in, because you are a person in one perspective. Nobody else can ever have your perspective. Nobody else can ever live in your shoes. No matter how tough they are, no matter how wealthy they are, no matter how empowered they look, no matter how far they've gotten in their life with their own path, they cannot step one foot in your path at your perceived low position. They cannot step one foot. They will off themselves. That's what makes you special, because you are bred for it. You think that the devil is the only one in the background working? God is nothing, nowhere, and nobody. You can't see that. And that's working in the background for you always. You are protected. And you know what God does in the background? No. He sees it? No. Just that easy. No. No. Whatever the threat? No. But your mind keeps going, thinking that it's not a no. Your mind keeps going, thinking that the truth is you're not protected. That's what your mind thinks. But you walk in purity. So there's a lie that forces you not to believe that. Yeah. That was deep for me. I'm going to take the time to get these cards out. What I'm going to do right now is every card that's offsuit, we're going to do like a goldfish. I'm going to do 3 cards maximum, right? Just to get to, and hopefully I can get the right element in the space. When I do that, it's a good sign, because if it doesn't finish, that means there's more work to be done in the area. Every card that I put down represents time and energy before the connection between your spirit and your consciousness. That's what that means. So give me 1 second to get these cards down right about now. Alright, so the only thing that was not completed was the was the solar plexus. That was the only thing that wasn't completed. So that means that what you're doing needs work and attention. And it's going to require, that's the last step. That's the last step, or the one that you should start first. The one that will make the most impact in your life is your actions. And actions is not just physical. There are actions in the mind. Thoughts are actions. Creations are spiritual actions. And that's not even creation, that's a passion, right? It comes from passion. Action comes from your will. You will think about this thing. You are thinking about this thing. That's a will. That's the decision to think about the thing. That's the decision to think about the thing. It's a decision, right? You have to understand that. When you don't decide to think about it, it doesn't circle. It doesn't power. It doesn't siphon from your spirit. You're giving it to spirit. Don't think about it. Alright? I started already, but basically let's get I know. This is I know. It started off with the devil. It went from the it went from there to the King of Cups. So let's get it. Compassion, control, and balance. Perfect. Because balance is necessary. This is balance, emotional decisions that you decided to start with first, with what you know. That's the first step I believe you need to start to make. Well thought out emotional decisions. If you're gonna be emotional, have well thought out emotional decisions. So it's like releasing the energy and then making the decision. Oh, there's a thing called post-nut clarity, right? Ask a man what it is. Basically, the clarity that you get from crying is the same feeling. That's what I just got. It's the same thing. Crying gives the same mental fortitude as post-nut clarity. So, men, that's crazy. You know what you gotta do or not do. Balance out the situation. I'll say this. When it's more inside, it's working for you in a generative factor. So leave it in there if you need to heal. And if you're good, don't let it all go at one time. Don't spend it all in one place. Alright? Work on that. Next up was the Hermit card, and it's reversed. Another major arcana in the same place. Content loneliness, isolation, and losing your way. Now, naturally that happens. When you're emotional, you think that you lost. When the emotions have completely taken over, you almost know that you lost. And you're not able to go within yourself to find out where to start. Right? But what happened after that? As soon as you begin to recognize what the problem is, Spirit already has a handle on what it needs to do next. So it's like a grid, right? You have to press this button, gives more spirit power, press this button, gives more spirit power, and it's going to be the easiest button to press. If you can understand that analogy, these are the things that are happening in your life. You are presented with opportunities, small opportunities, that say, oh, it's kind of cheesy, but the outcome will be better than what you think it is. I don't know why I said cheesy. Why is it cheesy? Because your soul, because the negative, wherever it is, those parasites don't want you to go do that cheesy thing. Why? Because it makes you feel good. And if all is mind, feeling good, that takes over the mind. I'm good. A word, Spirit says, I think I see a door open. You're good, that means you are. I am. Right? I am safe. And this is, that was off suit. I forgot about it. Forgot to turn it. Okay. So, another death card came out and a magician card came out. And then it ended off with the 9 of Swords. So, pardon me, but that was for you to see. All mistakes are not mistakes. That meant something for somebody. So next up is I want, right? I want is your crosshairs, what you're aiming at, where you're going, what you're looking at, what you're going towards. Like, it's like, that makes perfect sense, right? It started off with the 6 of Cups, which is off. Then it went to the Star, which is air, that's in your mind. Even though it's a major arcana, is love, right? All major arcana cards are love cards. This is not necessarily love. This is beauty. Beauty is not love. Love is movement. Balance brings beauty. And when you have that balance, everything is moving with love. So we have to place the words where they belong in the mind so you can understand how to get it. When you balance, you bring love. So you can balance yourself and activate your own love. It's within you. It's not within a person. It's so much easier with a person because you have somebody to piggyback on, somebody to see you, somebody to say, okay, I think this, okay, I think this way. And you guys learn from each other and not the world, because the world is supposedly after you. You, in a perfect world with your partner, are there for each other. So the attacks are not attacks. The attacks are training episodes. So when you go out into the real world, the light is confirmation, you're protected. So you guys fight each other to be out in the world protected. So is it a good thing to fight or a bad thing to fight? And it's not fighting. That's what it is. There's arguing and then there's debating. Debating, you have to accept truth and move with it. Arguing involves ignorance. So don't argue no more. Debate. And if they don't want to debate, you can tell that it wasn't going to end good anyway. leave the conversation. Because debating moves, and that's love. You get it? Debating moves the conversation forward, and movement is love. If they are willing to move the conversation forward, they love you, or there is love being shown to you, because there is deception here. You have to be aware. Next, I didn't even say the star. Hope, faith, and rejuvenation. You go after the things that you believe will rejuvenate who you were, and that's not the right thing. Going after what you know is not the right thing. That leaves you in a state of insanity. And went from there to the Ace of Cups. This is an emotional thing, right? Before it was a mental thing. Now it's an emotional thing. Oh, I can't go after those things, God? I thought that was the right thing. Now, the Ace of Cups is here. So that's new feelings, spirituality, and intuition. Of course, it's going to feel new to know that that wasn't the right place to go. I'm just going with the story because I'm building on it, because I think this next card is what fixed it. But yeah, either you're being introduced to your spirituality, or there's an epiphany heading to you about your spirituality and what it's all for. The why, the past life, what the reasons for everything you went through. Let me make this connection again. People pray to God constantly, all the time. Would you like to be a person that can be equipped with a way to answer that person's prayer? This is how you work for God. And the devil doesn't like that. You will be attacked at every turn. Why? Because time is the ultimate currency. The spirit and the mind, the body and time, are in eternity together forever. So it's about power struggles. The spirit, which emanates chaos. Chaos is retained in the world of manifestation. So even though the spirit creates it, it's maintained in the world of manifestation. So chaos is not in the spirit. Chaos is in the body. Chaos is in the body of God. Chaos is in everything that you see. Chaos is when you open your eyes. This is how some people close their eyes when it gets too fearful. It's chaos. I don't want to see it. It's chaos. Yeah, I forgot my train of thought. But next up, what finished it is the Seven of Pentacles. Hard work, perseverance, and diligence. Now, that's what's required to get to manage the emotions and the mental, confusion. Hard work. What will you be working on? Whatever spirit tells you, because that door is not open, because you know you need the hard work. Once the student shows, the master arrives. The spirit knows how to master you. So your spirit is like a handler, right? Your spirit is like a handler. Can't really do anything for you, but they can guide you, and they can tell you everything that's about to happen. Your spirit be talking to you. Your arm be itching. Oh man, what is this? Your arm be itching. It be itching, and you don't know what the actual message is. It could be go get checked out, or leave, because this is the left arm. He left, she left, leave. You don't know what the message is. But that's mundane. It's different for you, and it's brought to you in a way that you can understand it. Imagine if you understood it the first time. So this is why it's important to gain a relationship with spirit, and this is going to require hard work. Next up, that was off, was the I will, right? And it went from the Page of Swords to the Ten of Pentacles. So it ain't nothing but hard work. And when you do that, what you're doing, you absolutely know is going to result in something good, something that you've been wishing for, something that your dream is going to, manifest. This is dream manifestation time. That's what this is. Are we on 10 yet? Are we on 10 yet? I live on 10. Wait, but are we on 10 yet? Brenda again. River say, are we on 10 yet? That's my song. Whoever was just with me on that bar, you know that song. You know that song. So this is legacy, inheritance, and culmination. One of my favorite words, probably top 5 words, is legacy. It's something that I'm after. Because it's something what I'm showing you right now is my legacy. And it's not even nowhere near finished. I got so much to show y'all. And I only have a piece of wood to do it. And if this blows your mind, just wait on it. But I do need your help though. So like, share, subscribe. You know, share it with, you know, your favorite readers. Like I said, because when they get their hands on this, oh yeah, they're gonna be on my team. Yeah, I have a few in mind. Honestly, I'm not gonna put their names on because I don't like to, you know, put people on the spot. You know, but I got a mind for it, and we're gonna be on the same team. Promise you. If you are a reader, one of them readers, and you were nervous to ask me something, don't be nervous. Because it's for you anyway. God's showing you this first because you are a part of the plan. So don't be shy. Let me be shy. I'm dealing with that, not you. So next up that was off was the solar plexus. Now this did not finish. It did not complete. Meaning that this is the area which requires the most of your attention. Right? Started off with the 10 of cups. And it went to the 9 of pentacles. This is a lot of hard work. But you thought that hard work in the area of where you were going already that was the wrong route was the right way to go. And how did that leave you? Fruits of labor, recklessness, reckless spending, and rewards. Okay, the rewards that your ego got was lackluster. So it's like manaless. And what is mana? Manifestation, mana. The energy behind what's manifested. So a bike compared to a car, what's the differences? The car has a lot more mana. The car can do a lot more than a bike can. A truck can do a lot more than a car can. You can understand how mana takes effect because manifestational power. What are the things around you that you can use to manifest? It is very important to find these things because you create with your spirit. All you need is the things around you and use them. They're already there and spirit is waiting for you to press that next button, then the next button, then the next button. Spirit is ready to war with you, but spirit needs your help. And went from there to judgment. Now judgment is literally right here on this board. It goes from the solar plexus to the root, right? On the tree of life you can see everything, and everything I'm saying you don't even need this board to see, right? So let's get judgment. Reflection, reckoning, and awakening. When you see your own reflection, it is quite possibly one of the most disturbing images that you can ever see. But what it is the climax of your whole existence. Because once you see yourself, you are perfection. You are perfection. You are perfection. So you will perfect the molding that God made. You will perfect it. The all that you are. Once you see it, it's just like, this is who I am. Nah, I need to fix this. 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 I'm allowing these things to happen. I accept it. I got this far. And then next thing you know, all of that acceptance opens all of the doors for spirit. And then it's up for the devil. At least until the next trick comes. You know, with new levels, new devils. We here eternally. So why not? But that was a message from God. So why not? That sounds weird. So next card is the Queen of Swords. Funny thing, Queen of Swords is right here. And that means that your space is going to help you find, okay, clear what you want to do with your time, and everything around you tells you exactly what's blocking you, starting from the top to the bottom. So use the process of elimination, going from the least effective thing that's blocking you to the most effective thing. And this is how you can wean those fingers off the bar so it can let go. So it's like you gotta take off the grip for these demons, finger by finger. Don't try to get the whole hand. Don't pull the arm. It's not gonna work. It's finger by finger. Start with the pinky. Start with this one, this one, this one, this one. Right? Let's do all of it in order, because if you do it out of order, they still have enough strength to hold on. Or they can break the bar in general, and that's stopping your spiritual process, at least in one area. So yeah, I had a lot to say. Hopefully I can clip this reading out to a proper, because this is a good message. And my readings are long because there's so much to go over. My readings are completely different from everybody because I'm not reading, I'm moving, I'm transmuting, I'm pushing, I'm organizing. That's the difference that's happening. Imagine those readers that trigger you but also are very good, can move it, control it, contort it. And they are so beautiful in the way that they do it. They blow my mind constantly. Some of you are so gifted. Y'all inspired me to get here. And I like to pay homage. I have gifts, and I have so many gifts for y'all because I found out God told me I'm a spiritual architect and a spiritual blacksmith. What do those two people do? You need a home in the spiritual world. I'm gonna build it. Let me build it. I already built it. I just need to make it real. You have a weapon that's built for you. Let me make it. I know how to make it. I know how to make it tailored to who you are. It's the perfect weapon for who you are. And I'm telling you all of this. I didn't think I was going to actually tell you. But here it is. There's so much that I want to do. I want to let you loose and watch the devils. Oh man, I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. God gave me a plan, and if you made it to this part of the message, you are a special part of my heart, because you are invited to a special part of my heart. It's a war out here, and we can't even see the enemy. Seeing is believing, and watching all those ignorant people that you've been trying to make see. Show them the app, and they be like, what? Oh, so you're saying these things are real? I don't believe it. And then they put it in, and then next thing you know, it's real for them. I will have disclaimers out the wazoo, because ain't nobody getting in trouble for doing that. You will do that on your own accord, and that's what God set up. And I have a way to set it up. It's gonna be beautiful. I keep talking about the app right now. I don't know why. It's important. It's important to me. It's where I'm going. It's my mission. It's my ambition. Might as well talk about it, because I want to get there. Maybe that's for you. If you felt how passionate I was about that, get that passion, or you now have that passion. What are you thinking about right now that you're saying, oh yeah, what was that silent thought that you just had when I was talking that said, I wish I could do this, like I just felt that energy. What was that thing? Write it down. Unmask it. Write it down. Why? Because it's spellcraft. The enemy does not want you to know the power that you have right at your disposal. Your mind, which is in the dark, literally puts letters down on a page. And when that happens, you interpret it many different ways. You can write it down, you come back to it months later, it means something completely different, because you saw so many videos and learned about so much. Those words mean different things. Go back to your notes. Go back to the drawing board. Figure it out. It's there waiting to be open. Your spirit wants to be here with you, but it needs your help. Open the door. Alright, I went from there to I Feel, which is the Seven of Swords. It went from the Seven of Swords to the Knight of Wands. Let's get it. Action, adventure, and fearlessness. Right? So, fear is important, right? Because if you don't know what you fear, you're not actually around it, and you think you're parading, and you are actually the fear that the devil knows that you have is just waiting right around the corner. But you're not moving in ignorance from this fear. You know that you fear this thing, and it's like la 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 la. I don't see it. But I'm winning though. I don't see it. It eventually is gonna catch up to you. Why? Because you're just letting it grow. You're just letting it grow. Next up, and went from there to the Ace of Pentacles, and that's opportunity, prosperity, and new venture. Now, all of these new, remember how you were searching and searching and searching and searching and searching. Emotionally, you found the thing that blocked you the most. So that list that I was just mentioning of process from order of process of elimination, from the lowest effective thing to the highest effective thing, like the most energetic thing to the least energetic thing, you just recognized it. Probably just now. Unmask it. And that right there, the gift is right behind that. So push towards it, because you have the key to go past the door. You have the key. After you get this unblocked, on the opposite of this side, because Earth supports water, is the Ace of Cups, right? But the Ace of Cups was right here, so it's already here for you. Like I said, I'm just moving things around, and I'm not even trying. Moving things around. Ace of Pentacles, right? So it went from there to the Moon, and this is unconscious, illusions, intuition, and fantasy. The Moon is about to be out, right? And honestly, if I do it right, I will launch this on the day where the Moon comes out, because I guess God wants me to do that. So I'm gonna figure out what day that is. Maybe I'll write it, or maybe not. But the Moon is very important right now, and the Moon is currently out, and it's beautiful. I haven't seen the Moon for weeks, and then I saw it yesterday, so I was like, thank God. But it was about the illusions uncovered, this deception that the devil handcrafted for you, been tailoring since you was young. Believe this thing, believe this thing. It's a lie, but it's a lie that was so beautiful enough when you were in heaven before you came here, because you knew what was on the other side of it. That's my belief, and I'm putting that on you, but I believe that, and hopefully it gives you strength. So it went from there to I am. This is the area of fear, death for all that fear. I'm not going to fear nothing no more. Oh, this is gonna hurt me? Cool. It didn't need to be there in the first place. Whatever you are able to attack, it wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Yeah, cut that off. Cut that off. I don't need it. Yeah. Down to the bone. That's what you think you're doing, devil? Cool. It's just the new foundation. I just saw a mosquito. Ain't nobody got Tom. But yeah. Yeah, I forgot that the death card came out again. I forgot. You are doubling down on that energy, and that's great. That's really just what that means. Let's get it again. Maybe I need to read it again. Coming back to the same information that was written down. That's what I just told you, so let me do it. So, let's see. Let's read the other side. If it was reversed, what would happen? Fear of change, holding on, stagnation, and decay. That's what would happen, and you know it, but you said, nah, I'm through, and you meant it, and Spirit said, oh, it's time. Oh, what is that? Like, huh? Somebody said something? Spirit heard you, and they be ready in a minute. Minutemen, ready. They already ready. They thought the door was open. They heard something. They heard a crack in the door, and it's lit. They waiting. They waiting. And went from there to the Magician. Magician is the air card. There's an infinite amount of deceit that can happen in your air, which means that your space will be always occupied by some kind of contract. something that you have to do in order for the devil to get what he wants and occupy your time. You are born here to use your time for things. Time is currency, time is energy. If you put your time on something, it will heal it. So the magician is willpower, creation, mastery, and adaptation. Now this is in the place of your manifestations. So although what I just said was negative, I have to switch the whole thing because something just came. If you are infinitely able to think about what manifestation will help you, you are putting things down too fast. Oh, this will work because the other thing didn't work. Maybe you need to try it one more time. I know that probably made somebody go, no, absolutely not, and almost turned. I almost pressed the button when you said that. Don't, because it's something else. 9 of Swords. Anxiety, hopelessness, and trauma. Because, of course you said no. I'm not going through that again. Are you kidding me? No. Oh, this is another place that it was off and it didn't finish. I forgot about that. So it was 2 places. Your manifestations and what you're doing. Your actions. Alright, so that was a little lengthy, but there's one more part which kind of clears it all. Currently, right now, the only 2 places that aren't balancing your energy, or in my expression, my scenario, are your solar plexus and your root chakra. So, light a yellow candle, light a red candle. And if you have one of those candles lit right now, this is meant for you, right? So, did I guess it, or did God guess it? Because I didn't make that up, right? So, the next part of my reading is the star stream. So, what does that mean? On the earth area, we have earth, water, fire, air, and ether, right? So earth, water, fire, air, ether. We're going to pick a card for each one of those areas. It's going to be an oracle card. And what do those areas mean? First up is experimentation. I experiment. So everything I talked about before was who, what, when, where, why. I know, I be. I want, I need, I will, I desire, I love, I act, I feel, and I am. We talked about all of those factors that are in your mind. Now, we never talked about the ifs. So, if I do this with this chakra, this is the answer we're going to get right now. And I'm going to do this on the fly because these ones are special. Power. How many times did I talk about reclaiming power in this reading alone? I'm gonna take this one and put it right here. I'm gonna take this one and put it right here. That's what God just said to me. Blame God. Cause veiled. So power is I experiment. Veiled is I'm not gonna talk about it. Just veiled, right? Not yet. Those, not those. Just not those cards. It's another card. So that was disrespectful. Where is it, God? Oh, magic. Alright. These are unknown to me. I don't know what they are. But I have a lot to work with in the first place. So in regards to experimentation, if you as a soul experiments with what manifesting right now, if you experiment with manifesting right now, you gain a sense of power. It's power is universal. Feel what you are powerful. You are worthy. You are sovereign. It is time to remember your worth. Drawing this card invites you to take your place in the starring role of your life. There is no need to play small here. You are being granted permission to display your strengths for all to see at this time. It does no service to you to hide your gifts. Drawing this card can also indicate that it is time for you to call your power back from any situation where it may have been taken or given away. So that's the message when it comes to experimenting with getting your power back. Because once you get your power back, you can allow spirit better to do the things. You can keep the door open wider for spirit. The door to the chakra, right? Let spirit work through more faculties. Let spirit work with you. Let spirit work for you, not for you. God will work for you in the background. Spirit works with you. Spirit is with you always. So is God. So next up with expression is release. I mentioned the crying and the post-nut clarity. Release, right? Maybe you need to cry to get rid of it, because what is tears? Tears has to do with water, right? When this water is let go, it's painful. Do you cry and you're cold, or do you cry and you get hot, right? So that's temperance. It's a part of temperance. I am dealing with myself, and that's a part of the whole thing. And eventually you are going to unveil the whole situation because of that release. And the release, why does it have a dagger? Because it's noticing the attacks, understanding them, and closing the door to where they can attack again. Because as I said, you allow it. They can't attack you. They can only go through your door. So release. Without delay, cut the cords to any unhealthy or toxic people, places, energy, habits, and beliefs. This is the time to stand in your truth without cutting anyone down in the process. Meditate on this when you want to be the spiritual warrior with love, honor, and compassion. Now, without cutting anyone in the process, that's literally no control from you. And that's all you concentrate on yourself. The focus is on yourself. That's where the focus should be in everything. If you think that you need to defend yourself, don't. Let it happen. Because God is literally going to be right behind you, like, I wish you would. Just staring at him, like, go ahead. I done told you 17,000 times not to do this. Do it. I fucking dare you. That's what God is doing behind your back. And you're sitting here like, oh man, I hope. God is like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, with the gun in his hand. Don't worry about it. I got my knife. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I saw it all. I saw it all. Stay right there. Don't do nothing. I got it. Just open the door. Just a little bit. Just open the door. Just trust in me. Just a little bit. I promise you, you won't regret it. That's the conversation that your spirit is having with you. And you're ready. Next up is integration. And that's fire. In the area of fire. So now this place is completed just by you trying things. Just try things out. When you try things out, those are new paths. Doing something again is not trying. You're working at it. Trying is different. So let's see fire real quick. Light, creativity, drive, purity, passion, and new opportunities. The element of fire can free you from boredom, clear karma, and give you the energy required to take action. Be warned though, too much fire can also burn. So be mindful of utilizing this energy wisely by channeling it creatively. Meditate on this symbol with the essence of a candle to inspire creativity, motivation, and compassion. That boredom was a thing. You are probably bored of the attacks. And that means you're sitting there because you don't want to progress. Why? Because there's something in your past life that you're trying to claim. But everything in your past life is a lesson. And if you're holding on to that, that's baggage. Spirit is saying, let me handle it. Trust me, I got you. Partner, I got you. Like I said, he says something. Spirit is waiting for you at the door. Oh man. Oh, Don't even jiggle the handle of the door. You're gonna feel the knock. You hear me? You hear me? Spirit's gonna be waiting for you. This might be funny, but it's dead ass. Just allow it to happen. Imagine, just you. God says no. God allows. You can say no. You can allow. This is what makes us God. This is what makes us a piece of God. This is what gives us free will, because we don't know. God knows all. We don't know. And this is why we can decide. Decide freely. So next up, in the area of transcendence, is veil, right? I mistakenly defined unveiled the last time I said it, so I was backwards. All is not being revealed at this time. Is someone around you hiding or holding back information or an aspect of themselves? Please use caution in proceeding, or perhaps the mask is inviting you to be more protective of what you share. Draw another card for clarity in your next right action. You can meditate on the mask to achieve altered states of awareness and encourage hidden abilities to rise to the surface of your consciousness. Now, you can be completely secretive and honor people at the same time. Why am I saying secretive, and what are you being secretive about? What spirit is asking you to do, because in your mind it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Once it's outside of you, once you say something, it is in the domain of the devil, and it reverberates from start to wherever it finishes. The devil heard it. Don't even speak of it. Don't even speak of what you're planning. So if you already spoke about it, devil is on your tail, but he doesn't know really what happened, because the best receiver of the information is another person. So these other faculties, devil is like, you just scratched his head, that's it. Like, what was that? That was an irritating scratch. That was you figuring out yourself. Let's just all attack the devil at the same time. Let's just do that. I'm with it. Just pick a day and say, we're going to attack every devilish thing today. This is going to be a day of abstinence from everything. It'll change the world. And what ends off the reading, last but not least, is magic. The card that I think flew out at the end. You are a magical being. Time to stop hiding the awe-inspiring abilities you have to connect to the divine. Drawing the pinnacle invites you to connect with your personal magic on a deeper level at this time. Working with the phases of the moon, the bases of the moon. Moon bases? Okay. In ritual and with herbs, candles, crystals, and spellworks are some ways we can connect with our magic. So the phases of the moon talks about this right here. How it ended off with your feelings. These are feelings. These are emotions. These are desires. Those are three different things that are in your mind that you need to correctly define what it is. What are you feeling? That's on the inside of you. That's in your home. Your emotions are in your spirit. Your desires are the connection between your spirit and your feelings. When you understand that, you'll probably understand it better than I can, because it's going to be bananas, because everything is going to start making sense. Everything is going to start making sense. Find out what suits you best, with love, with harm to none. Again, harm to none. No need to lift up the sword. All you need to do is look in front of you, because everything that happened before is behind you, and spirit has your back. Literally. Just imagine your shadow. It ain't going nowhere, and that's how much spirit got your back. Where you going? I'm right with you. Your shadow ain't leaving no time soon. It's gonna be there. Proceed with curiosity and wonder as the situation begins to unfold in the most unique of ways. Meditate on the pinnacle when you want to draw in the power of the elements to protect your energy in or sacred space. The pinnacle is all about abundance, and the abundance ended the reading. So it started off with the devil, and it ended in magical abundance. So what did the devil do to you really? Or try to trick you to show you God in the best way? He done messed up. somewhere along the way he messed up, and you caught on. You became aware. That was the end of my reading. But the reason why I read in the first place is for perspective. I am here, swear to God, for perspective. If I do nothing else, if I'm able to get you to see in a different way, that's almost like being able to be outside of yourself and seeing yourself. So it's the reflection of you in totality. It's the perspective that I'm offering right now. It's the black mirror. With this, hopefully you have a different perspective. Hopefully you like the content. And as I said before, for like the 5th time, like, share, and subscribe. You know who to share it to. Share it to the community, you know. I'm trying to get up there because I have a mission, as I said before. If you like the mission that I described in the video, I'm not gonna tell you where it is, because if you was there, you was there, and you here now. You in here now. Pause. In my heart. I heard some dudes say, "Hey." It's crazy out here, so you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. So with this, you have got to see Zin-Finity, and I'm KyFy. Peace.